Which lounge is the best lounge at Disney's Gran Destino Tower?
Princess Bay here today. We are at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort because this time is spring into our lounge era.
We're going to go to Barcelona Lounge versus Dahlia Lounge.
Because that's your number one choice of foodie infotainment. We're here to see who's the best. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's go get our lounge on.
It's time to foodie and chill. We have other things to eat today. My beloved Bocadillo is in my future. So I got there's now 2 vegan options on the menu here at Barcelona Lounge. It used to only just be the olives. They used to have was it like a Za'atar? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Hummus that was not vegan like ever. And I used to come like every year or 6 months and check, and it would be not vegan, not vegan, not vegan. Well, now it is. Different hummus for sure. And then they give you carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes, and these peppers. These peppers you can actually get at Toledo cooked and smoked. I don't know how you eat a tomato with the hummus, but I can see the carrot and the cucumber, so I'm going to go with the cucumber, and I'm going to put that. I'm going to use a fork because I'm a civilized princess. Actually, you know what? It's my plate. I'm making a sandwich, cucumber sandwich. There is an absolutely delightful little seasoning on top of this hummus. It's almost giving me like a Greek style seasoning, but a little bit on the salty side. I love that. That is some beautiful fresh hummus, better than. Let me see. I think we had hummus at some point at Three Bridges. Not there anymore, and that was good hummus. I don't think we had. I think at one point there was hummus upstairs at Dahlia Lounge. Maybe not, but I feel like there was 3 places you could get hummus here at Coronado because during the pandy, we took 2 of their hummus recipes and made it into a video and showed you 2 different ways that they make hummus here. I don't remember what my point was. Something about there was hummuses everywhere. Now there's only the one hummus here, and it's still delicious hummus, totally uniquely flavored from any of the other hummuses that they have served here that they no longer serve here. I will give it a 4 out of 5 hummus, though it is a basic plate. It's good for snack.
I would say that we are easily what you would consider to be Disney lounge lizards or lounge forest animals. Or lounge something, lounge sidekicks, I don't really know, but we love a good Disney lounge. Hanging out at those has probably been one of the best discoveries that we've done since we started doing this channel. Like everybody else who started coming to the parks, we were park people. We hung out in the parks the majority of the time, but then we started getting into the resorts and realized there's a whole world of lounges to hang out in, enjoy the sights and sounds of Disney, and now we're glorified addicts, which leads us to this lounge off, as we're calling it. But the princess was so sweet to leave me all of the peppers. Now, we actually had me try a bunch of these one day when we were at Toledo to see if I could ever get a spicy one. And I never did. But you know what? It's interesting for the memories at least. And yes, I'm going to eat the whole pepper.
It's supposed to be 1 in 10.
1 in 10 was a lie. I love raw peppers, except for green peppers. Serrano's great. Green peppers, gross. But I love raw peppers as a snack. I have literally sat at home or watching movies and dipped whole peppers in Cranch and use as a snack. The princess makes the face in the background, but I love peppers and any sort of dipping, hummus, Cranch, Italian seasoning. For these peppers, you have to like seeds because they are filled to the brim with the seeds. But it's tasty. I think it pairs well with the hummus. That seasoning on top is the delight. It's like a flavor sprinkle in your mouth on top of the hummus. I approve. It's a plate of hummus, but honestly, having 2 vegan options, I wish the rest of you would. Give that 4 out of 5 claws. So I got a Spanish charcutería. It's advertised in the menu as olives and fig jam. Clearly, there is much more going on here than olives and fig jam, but you have this little mini charcuterie spread. They give you a little Spanish cracker with it as well. Array of olives, the Serrano ham, sliced chorizo sausage, manchego cheese, goat cheese, obviously the fig jam, and then right here we have the it's like a blue cheese, Spanish blue cheese. Interesting arrangement at the very least. I'm glad they give you crackers because I really just thought I was going to be dipping olives in fig jam. Would I have done it? Yes, but I would have looked a little weird doing it. So we're just going to make us a little Spanish sandwich here. I'm going to take a little bit of this. What do we have here? The chorizo. Yes, I'm going to get a little bit of the fig jam. With chorizo. Sweet and spicy. Sweet and spicy. It's a thing. Don't doubt me. I mean, you can doubt me. I doubt me sometimes. It's okay. We're going to a little bit of the goat cheese. Because I love me a good funky cheese. Look at that. Adult Lunchables. We always come back to adult Lunchables. That fig jam activated my taste buds. It's like the best part of a Fig Newton with none of the downsides. I don't like the outside of a Fig Newton. Actually, it's the innards that I like, but obviously I'm not just going to eat straight jam. That's weird. But now I have an excuse because I have meat, I have crackers. That is quite tasty. Honestly, my only downside about this plate is the fact that this entire plate is $16. I get it. Charcuterie, people, your meats and cheeses, they're rare. I'm assuming most of this stuff is Spanish, therefore some level of importing. So it's going to be expensive. But $16 for 3 cheeses and 2 meats is a little ridiculous. With the goat cheese and the fig jam and the chorizo, I would give that a 4.25 out of 5 claws. I can still feel my spine vibrating. But I do want to try this funky blue cheese and some of this Serrano. A little bit of that. That peak funk. And then, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like prosciutto. Just rip a piece of that. Put that on the cracker. And here you go. Blue cheese, Serrano ham. That is a Morris Day in the Time level of funk on that. Some like, ooh, I can feel that one. That is, if you don't like the funk of a blue cheese, you will hate that. That's like hanging in my mouth like a room full of spores, like this is Last of Us or something, because that is strong. I love it though, and I will eat all of it. I love this little tiny like plate. Again, I think the only issue with this is the value for me is not there. But as a guilty pleasure, I would definitely order this again. I'm giving that a 4.5 out of 5 claws. I'm giving the entire plate a 4.25 out of 5 claws. I love it. I want more of it.
As is very on brand for me, I am very late to jump on the trendy things. I usually wait until it's not trendy anymore or everyone's moved on or something. But I decided, why not try the Espresso Martini? We're not at the point where I think it's not trendy anymore. I think it's still like super popular. But this one is tequila, so I guess my first espresso martini can be with tequila. They were out of martini glasses, so I just got a regular glass. I really don't imagine that would impact the effect at all. You guys tell me in the comments if you think that this is blasphemy or this is fine. Wow. That's very velvety. That is not what I expected it to taste like at all. It's extremely sweet, but like not bitter really. I expected, maybe because I drink my coffee black, I just expected like something really bitter and like more like coffee forward. And there used to be a drink at Oga's Cantina back like when they first opened that was a coffee drink, and they had 151 in there, and that one like had some unreal taste to it. So I think that kind of turned me off to the coffee, like the liquor coffee drinks, because that one was like extra. This one's great. I like this a lot. I would definitely get a couple of these. I'm not doing that today. I'm just drinking the one, but I would definitely get a couple of these. I would give it a 4 out of 5 espresso martinis. I do not know if this is going to put me on that espresso train, but it's probably going to get me visiting that train every now and again.
I don't care what kind of glass of my espresso martini is coming in, but give me my 3 beans. I paid for it. I want my 3 beans. That's the only aesthetic that matters for me. Well, that, and it has to taste good, obviously. Smells wonderful. We really don't get espresso martinis that often, but I can definitely see the appeal. I feel like the espresso martini has slowly become, and that's because of the trend only, the theme park version of Red Bull and vodka.
Yeah.
Whatever the connotation you want to attach to that. I'm not hating on it, but I can see how this could be something that would be great theme park fuel. I probably couldn't have too many of these because I would be flying around like a rocket, but I do approve. Give that 4 out of 5 claws. One of my favorite drinks here at Barcelona Lounge, and probably one of the strongest, is the Armada. An Armada of liqueur in a cup, starting with a whiskey base, banana liqueur, and all the things that make me whole. If there's anything that's going to get me ready for a night of nicing, aesthetic lounging in a Disney resort, it will be whiskey in a small glass. Of horrors and flashbacks of my youth and the way that we used to use banana liqueur after we turned 21. But I feel like I don't often mix whiskey with banana liqueur enough. And not the weird screwball peanut butter things. I think, honestly, I need to explore the uses of banana liqueur and whiskey on my own. It feels like something that's worth experimenting with. I love this. It's my favorite drink here at Barcelona Lounge. And since we haven't been here in a while, I get to treat myself and get one. So I'm happy no matter what. 4.75 out of 5 claws. Barcelona Lounge is still peak Disney lounging.
I agree. And there are so many hidden Mickeys plus some beautiful wall art. You just got to look around and just take it in and just sit and enjoy.
Yeah, especially on like a clear day, you look outside, you can get all the beauty of the outside with none of the Florida weather.
I do have to say that the best time to come to this lounge in particular is during the holidays. The tree here is next level gorgeous. So keep that in mind if you want to stay at a resort. We definitely recommend this one.
Let's get into the second half of this battle.
Yeah, let's see which lounge is better. This is easily my favorite lounge bite. I want to say this is either my 3rd or 4th time trying this specific sandwich, and you can't, which is weird to me because it's mushrooms and beets, 2 things that I completely detest, but I only love it in this combination with the mustard. But you have to assemble it, so I'm going to assemble it first. We'll take off this one on the side here. Open her up. Look at all that beautifulness. Now, it doesn't look like there's a ton of mustard on this one, but plenty of that aioli, which we love. And then you gotta put chips in there. Like, it's required. You can't have this sandwich without chips. But then you just crush and eat it. You guys know we do videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. there are some weeks, many in fact, when there aren't any new menus, and we still got to give you guys 5 videos a week. So we go around and we're like, what should we eat? What should we review? What should we do? What haven't we done in a while? Let's go down the list, blah, blah, blah. Every single time we come up to one of those days, which is at least once a month, where we don't know where to review, I'm like, Bocadillo? 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 Because I love this sandwich so much. And even though I just like dogged on the way that it looked, it's even more flavorful than what I remember it to be before. The mustard is incredible. I have no notes. This is the sandwich I literally dream of, so it is the stuff of dreams, and I can't help but give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess T's item. I cannot tell you how many times we've come here and done like a review of my grill or Rick's or Three Bridges or something, and I might be completely full, but I'll be like, Bear, can I go get a Bocadillo to go? Can I just take one to go? Because you can do that. And I have. So it's just that good. As for somebody that doesn't like mushrooms or beets, to find something to obsess over that has both of those ingredients in it, it's got to count for something, right? Tell me in the comments if you would try this sandwich.
When I tell you it's really some kind of specific Disney magic that a princess would ever eat something like this, I need you to believe me. This has literally been what she's been talking about, dropping hints when we need some place to eat for at least the last 3 months. And even before that, literally like she said, when we run out of things to eat, this is what she wants to eat. We go to Three Bridges all the time when our food reviews are bad and we need actual food. But even after eating a full meal at Three Bridges, we will still come here so that she can get her Bocadillo to go. Now, the equivalent of me eating this would be something akin to like if somebody made a boiled okra sandwich with pea mustard. This is easily the meatiest non-meat, non-alt meat sandwich that I think we've ever gotten on Walt Disney World property. Something about the way they did the mushroom and the beet just completely sells like the meatiness of it. It's got a very meaty chew, and the mustard's delicious. They could have stopped there, but the way that they toast the bread and then you add the chips, that's a delight. A Spanish delight. An elevated Walt Disney World delight. We give this one a 5 out of 5 claws because it deserves it. This is a truly special and unique dish that if you've never tried, be vegan or not, you need to try this if you're here. When you review these places as often as we do, going to all the Disney restaurants, for the benefit of the community, a little bit for us sometimes too, you think you've tried most everything. We've come here a lot. I think we have somewhere around like 8 or 9 videos here, just because we've added into crawls or other things we've done here. I thought that I've had the wings here before, but apparently, looking back at our old videos, I've never tried the wings. So this is a harissa honey crispy wing covered in peppers. They give you like carrots and a little bit of accoutrements on the side, but it's a gigantic plate of crispy wings. Normally for like a lounge serving of wings, I was expecting like half this amount. Like 4 wings, maybe 5. This is 7 huge, bigger than Publix-sized wings covered in this honey harissa sauce. I am excited. We're going to take a bear bite first. These are very sneaky wings. When I tell you I bit into it, it's like, oh, it's crispy and sweet. And that was all I got for like the first 30 seconds. And then the harissa hits. It starts off very slow, mid-mouth, and it creeps up on you like a forest fire. To the fact where like now my mouth is like heat and smoke from like the mid-tongue all the way back. It's a spicy boy. I would put it at like a 6 out of 10 on the heat scale. Not unbearable, but you're going to feel the heat. And I'm talking like Hades and Kingdom Hearts style. You're going to feel the heat. But it's a very tasty heat that comes with flavor, that unique harissa flavor, the smokiness of it, and still with the honey. So it's a very sweet but spicy. And when I say sweet and spicy, I mean capital spicy and sweet wing. That is very good. I give that 4.25 out of 5 claws, which is odd for me because I don't normally love breaded wings. I want all the sauce on these wings. On a heat scale, I would probably give this a 6.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. It comes with a house-made blue cheese. I just had blue cheese downstairs, and now I'm having blue cheese upstairs. I don't know how I got on this blue cheese kick, but I'm here, and I'm an official house representative, especially when it's house-made. We'll see how it complements the flavor. I find it interesting that the blue cheese does not take any of the heat away from the wing. It's still a very spicy wing. Like I said, 6.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. But it adds that funk of the blue cheese to the wing without sort of like overriding that harissa and honey taste. It's different. Don't know if I love it, but it's different. I don't think it will change my rating, but like the heat and the brain fog of these wings is bringing me back to Banana Cabana at the Caribbean Beach Resort, where I had their jerk wings. Have to be the hottest wings I've ever tried on property because those burned. I ate them all because I'm no quitter, but they burned. I'm giving this whole plate a 4.25 out of 5 claws. I regret waiting so long to try these. This might be a regular thing for me now. Now, when the Prince went to Bocadillo, I'm probably going to get some hot honey harissa wings. It's the way it is now.
I got another Espresso Martini, my second one ever. I always have my first drinks ever on this channel because I was a drink noob before I started this channel. So, cheers to a coffee bean Mickey. So fine. Ooh. Now this one is a vodka one. And I will say it's got some more richness to it than the one that I just had. I feel like the one at Barcelona Lounge is like smoother and sweeter, and this one's a little more bitter. It tastes more like coffee. That's probably why people prefer vodka, but I think I actually prefer the tequila. I would give this a 3.75 out of 5 espresso martinis. I'm glad that they are vegan.
No, we are not jumping on the espresso martini bandwagon. But yes, we are currently on the espresso martini bandwagon. We can be two things at once, you know. Ooh. I love this one has like a more rich, more full espresso flavor. You're getting a lot more of the flavor of the beans. I imagine that this is what coffee people feel when they try like a really nice bean coffee. And it sort of hangs in your mouth. The vodka is there, but the vodka is just like for the effect. But really the start, and this was the espresso, whereas I felt in the other one, it was more tequila than espresso. I like the balance here. This is something I could definitely get on board. And if I fly around the room, then I fly around the room. I'll give that 4.5 out of 5 claws. There's something magical in this glass, and it's a little bit more than the espresso-shaped Mickey. Or Mickey-shaped espresso.
Stayed at this hotel. It's opening weekend, and this was the first drink that I had here at this hotel, recommending by the cast member that I called and spoke with as we were driving down here. This was before we moved here. We lived about 2 hours away, so I had plenty of time to call Disney on the drive and get our hotel room situated and whatnot. So I got to have a nice long conversation with that cast member who recommended this drink, and I've been drinking it ever since. It is, it's kind of like a Paloma. It's a little bit more on the sweet side, and then you have like a little bit of the bitterness from the grapefruit, but it's not like what you would normally expect from a margarita. I mean, it's not really a margarita. Like I said, it's like a Paloma. So I like it better than a normal Paloma. Paloma. I know words. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 tequila daisies. I think this one is not as good as the ones that I had in the past. I think the original ones were a little more carbonated, and I kind of like that little kick of spritz.
The tequila daisy will make you go whoops to daisy if you have too many of these. Now, I would always recommend when you go to a new place you haven't been, especially Walt Disney World, take your server's recommendations. They know the menu better than you do, and if you have any questions or you're curious or just don't know what you're in the mood for, they usually can help you out with that. Now, me, even though the waitress or the server didn't warn me that it is a sweeter cocktail, even if I didn't like it, we commit to our mistakes here. But I've had it before, so. Something about this just works with the grapefruit, if you will, with the soda water and tequila. It does. I can see where it would remind the Princess of Paloma. For me, I just want to run around in board shorts and drink copious amounts of these. But not a beach. It's not a beach drink. It's more of a pool drink than a beach drink, if that makes any sense. I would give this a 4 out of 5 plus. I don't know, if I'm picking a winner in the Battle of the Lounges, I gotta pick Dahlia Lounge.
I want to say that Barcelona Lounge has better drinks and Dahlia Lounge has better eats.
Yes, but the view at Dahlia Lounge, though.
I don't think that the view makes a good lounge.
No.
It is just an accompaniment to said lounge. You still need good food and good drinks.
So you're telling me a view does not a good lounge make?
Yes.
I don't know. I got to defer to you guys on that because the view here is everything, especially at this resort.
But so is the Bocadillo, so...
But the drinks are good at Barcelona, so you're not wrong there either. I'm sorry. I still got to go with Dahlia. I know you're going to go. Are you going with Barcelona?
What are we talking about? Because if we're talking about drinks, I'm going to say Barcelona. If we're talking about food, I'm going to say
All
Dahlia.
encompassing, because these things are important.
Well, if it's all encompassing, I think the food is more important than the drink. So I'm also going to go with Dahlia.
Yeah. But I don't know what you guys think, given what you've seen. Are you picking Dahlia or are you picking Barcelona Lounge for the best lounge at Coronado Springs Resort? And do you like the format of like a lounge off? Should we do more lounge offs? Because we're not going to say no if you guys want to see more. But as always, there's...
Or other things.
Or
like
other things.
A quick service off. Or, the fanciest table service off. Victoria Albert's versus Victoria and Albert's.
Oh my God. I think we've opened a foodie Pandora's box. But as always, if there's anything else you can see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and...
We have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, maybe Bear will just yeet himself into a cold frost, and Florida will no longer be the Sunshine State.
I'm a cold bear. I'm very cold. But you heard the girl.